Listen to them. Children of the Night. A direct quote from Dracula from 1931, starring Bela Lugosi. Today, it's going to be all about monsters. Little monster reviews, little movie reviews. It's going to be a great show. And the movies I'm going to show to you are good. Yes, they're good. Why? Because I said so. Enjoy today's show. The show is going very well. It seems like episode 1 is getting the most views, and I'm getting the most nice comments and bad comments at the same time about that show. Here's the news on that episode 1. Towards the end of the season, I'm going to go until probably till September doing this show for now. And I'm going to redo episode 1. I'm going to make a special edition of it. So it's going to be a little more information in there for people to find out who I really am, even though you've seen me in the last 6 episodes. We're fun today with the monsters. And next week is going to be zombies. I can't really fit the zombies into the monsters. I'm going to put vampires in today's episodes, but next week is all going to be about zombies. People have been asking me about zombies and vampires and monsters. So I got done with all the suspense for now. We're going to get to Hitchcock and classic horror right after the zombies. I'm going to try to get the show really going here. I've had some suggestions about doing the greatest movies of the 80s, like the Brat Pack movies, Breakfast Club, and someone said do Goonies. I'm going to do as many movies as possible. It's hard because there's so many out there. But I hope you're all enjoying the show, as I know I'm having fun making these. So let's get with the show. Creature from the Black Lagoon is a classic Universal movie. And is really well filmed underneath the water with this great costume, scuba gear, that they invented for this actor, Richard Carlson. It's awesome. Jaws. Any American or anyone in this world has got to see this movie. It is known as the most scariest movie of all time. Look at that cover. Jaws 4, The Revenge. Great. Jaws 2, horrible. Jaws 3, not bad. But Jaws 4, The Revenge? Yes, sharks can reason. And Piranha. Roger Corman's great classic film from the late 70s. It's Jaws, but smaller. Very fun, not cheesy. It's voted as one of the most suspenseful movies of all time. In space, no one can hear you scream. Alien is the most remarkable movie put together by Ridley Scott. It's more suspense than science fiction. Well put together. Body Snatchers? Is it a remake? Is it a sequel? It's a good movie from 1993. I have seen the original Invasion, and I've seen the remake with Nicole Kidman. They're all good. The Thing. The Thing has the most disturbing images in it whatsoever. This creature that we don't know what he looks like just shapeshifts into anything. And it's disturbing. John Carpenter does a great job of disturbing you with this one. Bela Lugosi is so awesome as what we know as the most famous Dracula of all time. The 1931 version of Dracula is very classic, great movie for Universal, great movie of our time. And Dracula, Bram Stoker's here, is pretty much not a remake, it's basically based on the book by Bram Stoker. Gary Oldman is awesome, greatly put together. From Dusk Till Dawn, what do you expect from this movie? It's very violent, you think you're watching a Quentin Tarantino movie, and then you get to the end and you're blown away by the vampires. The Hunger is awesome, well put together by Tony Scott. and it's very far filmed dark and mysterious. You don't know where it's going to go. Nosferatu, F.W. Murnau's incredible masterpiece from 1922, the most scariest movie of all time, the most greatest vampire movie of all time. Awesome. And here's the movie that's based on the making of that movie, Nosferatu, a fiction movie. It is awesome. Great movie. I don't care who you are, who doesn't like this movie, is crazy. This is one of the best 80s movie ever. Not just vampire, it's a great movie. It's hard to find a very good werewolf movie in the world, but you could watch the original with Lon Chaney Jr., which is really well put together by Universal, and of course it's classic. Good movie. The Howling is probably one of the best transformations I've ever seen in a horror movie of a man to werewolf. I recommended that one to you. American Werewolf in London is not bad, but this one's good. Wolfman, the remake to 2010, is great. It's like watching Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's got kind of the same music. It's good. I enjoyed it. Cujo, Stephen King's famous dog. This has the best acting, one of the best acting I've ever seen in a horror movie. Dee Wallace and the kid from Who's the Boss are great in the last, 45 minutes? 1931 was another popular year. Dracula, then Frankenstein. Now Frankenstein and Dracula, which one's better? They're both pretty equal. And here's the first sequel in movie history, The Bride of Frankenstein. Great movie. I like this one better than Frankenstein. The Fly. Here's a very disturbing movie. If you think you don't like flies, if you think they're disgusting, you definitely won't like them after this movie. Scary as hell. Slugs. These little critters should get an Oscar for their performance in this movie. This is well put together. You think the title's cheesy? It's a good movie. Shivers. Here's a movie about these little handmade organisms that go in your body and turn you horny into horny zombies. It's creepy, but it's cheesy and creepy. It's well put together by David Cronenberg. It's his first movie. Speaking of creepy, here's one called Splinter. It came out a couple years ago. Very well put together with a new kind of scary monster. Fungus that takes over your body like a zombie. This is awesome. Thank you, Stephen King and George Romero for putting this movie together. Creepshow. It's like a comic book horror movie put together of like 5-6 stories, and they're just awesome stories with monsters, and you got to see them. And Creepshow 2 may not be as good, but the second story in it, the raft, is very creepy. Very good story. And Trick or Treat. This is a good Halloween movie to watch. It's a story within a story within a story within a story within one story. It's well put together. Good thing to watch on Halloween. I recommend that one to you. Trick or Treat. My wife is a big fan of vampires and werewolf movies. She collects the books, reads the books, she watches the movies, she writes a few stories, she draws pictures. She's just an amazing woman, and I admire her big time for liking these kind of movies. I want to dedicate this episode to her so much because I love her. Well, that was today's show. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave comments, feedback, get back to me, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you for watching today's show. This is Chris Mortensen signing off for Imagination Nation, the best place for movie information.